Yandy's otherwise uneventful day turned into a nightmare when she learned about NC's suspected infidelity, and she wasn't having it. Her reaction was reportedly intense, but things escalated even further when an unexpected altercation broke out in the tight space. Following the fallout from Yandy and Mendeecees' troubled romance, fans were left shocked and speechless. The public event was already tense, but when Yandy finally confronted Min, it ended with a slap that quickly went viral. The shocking incident left even bystanders in disbelief. But who was the woman behind this affair? That's the real question. What exactly did MDC say that pushed Yandy over the edge? Buckle up, because this story is about to take some surprising twists. Stay tuned, as Ilya's involvement in this love scandal is about to unfold. What started as a normal evening quickly turned into an explosive confrontation that no one, especially men, saw coming. At first, Yandy shrugged off the rumors about her husband, dismissing them as just another baseless online gossip, since she'd always remained calm in these situations. The more the drama escalated, the more people seemed eager to criticize them and stir up trouble where there was none. But this time, the situation was different. It wasn't just random trolls on the internet, it was people close to them making these serious accusations. Yandy's close friend posted a blurry, distant video of two people who were clearly recognizable. In the video, her husband appeared far too comfortable with a woman who was closer to Yandy. Her hand shook as she replayed the video, noticing new details that made her stomach churn. He laughed a little too loud and kept his hand on the woman's waist. After a calm conversation, it became clear that Private was to blame. Yandy's anger surged, and her chest tightened in frustration after everything she had sacrificed and endured. She had supported him through his toughest times, even when it seemed like everything was falling apart. Despite her usual calmness, this time was different. She needed answers right away. Without thinking, she grabbed her phone and called MDC. This, she realized, was his way of getting back at her. Her jaw clenched as the phone rang twice before she answered, her heart racing. When Amber finally reached the lounge where MBEC had been, she was a storm ready to explode. As soon as she entered, everyone began testing her patience. Her heart pounded in her chest. But was she still with him? Determined not to wait around for answers, she hid her keys and stormed out of the house, threatening to find him herself if he didn't respond. Unaware that Tet was heading their way, Yandy's anger flared as she saw the woman in the video. Her voice sliced through the air like a knife before anyone could react. The Membies knew something was about to go terribly wrong. And then he appeared. Unaware of the storm brewing, DC sat in the back seat, oblivious to the tension approaching him. As the situation escalated, Yandy leaned in and firmly said, "Don't act confused. You're caught," she added. "It's not what it looks like, darling. Yod the Moody was shown to my Andy and I saw everything." The entire room fell silent, and the drama that unfolded seemed to blend into the tense atmosphere. Moody scanned the room, searching for a way to escape. Yandy shot a disapproving look at Tremendous, who appeared uncomfortable and kept shifting in her seat, then added, "Maybe you should explain this to her." "All right, tell me why my husband is sitting here with you like you two are a couple." The woman opened her mouth to record a few clips, trying to keep her composure. "It looks like you're out here making out with a random woman while your wife is at home, thinking you're at work." She took a deep breath. Her anger erupted. "Do you realize you don't even need to raise your voice, or I'll hit you?" Before anyone could react, a heavy slap echoed across the room, silencing any remaining whispers. DC, stunned by Yandy's sudden strike, staggered backward, clutching his face in disbelief. Things took a turn for the worse as people began recording the scene on their phones from all directions. Despite his embarrassment, DC sat up straighter, noticing everyone in the room staring at him, but awkwardly pointed his jaw. Yandy wasn't done, though. She spat out, "While you stood there and lied to me, I'm sitting here in front of everyone, in our house after everything I've done for you, looking like a total fool." BC lifted his hands and quietly spoke. "It's not fan gossip, Yandy." But people around them kept stirring the tension. The noise in the room grew louder, with some even laughing at NVC's criticism. DC scolded his cheek, defending himself. "I wasn't acting distant. Everything about you is wrong." Yandy narrowed her eyes. "Oh, so you plan to explain the video with some story about a suicide explanation and your reason for being there? Listen, I'm not getting involved in this drama." The the woman muttered under her breath as she shifted uncomfortably, grabbing her purse like she was about to leave. "Yeah, you're involved," Yandy snapped, turning to face her. "It was fine for you to sit here and watch your husband get tangled up in this. But now that his patience is running out, you refuse to take responsibility for your part in all of it." MBC let out a sharp exhale, and Yandy did the same. "Enough, Yandy." "Oh, Yandy, we're in trouble now that you've decided to publicly insult me," she said, causing a scene. "This isn't what you think I told you. Can we think this through? Yandy? Or is it just… No, we just interrupted." The tension in the room was palpable, with no one daring to speak. They remained silent as Mindy inhaled deeply, gripping the table, feeling the weight of every eye in the room closing in on them. After Yandy's public humiliation, Edible Check, still stinging from the slap, couldn't help but notice the smirks and whispers around him. It was clear that many people were enjoying the drama unfolding before them. He was trying to get in touch with NDC to discuss his next move, but as he stood there, something shifted within him. He made a sudden decision that caught everyone completely off guard. He attempted to regain control of the situation, thinking it might somehow turn things in his favor. However, his plan didn't seem to have the desired effect. The woman, who had been mostly silent up until this point, appeared unfazed by the scene around her. Yet, there was an undeniable shift in her posture. She seemed uncomfortable, perhaps even anxious, as she shifted in her chair. It was as though she was preparing to disappear from the situation altogether. Grabbing her purse, she subtly signaled that she wanted to leave. In a quieter tone, she began speaking, trying to downplay the entire ordeal for the public. "Yandy, listen to me. You have no idea what's really going on here. Sure, you're wealthy, but that's just the surface. Everybody already knows that." "But ISIS is here," the woman said, glancing around as if she were expecting someone to reveal themselves in the crowd. The tension in the air was palpable, and it was unclear whether this statement would help resolve the matter or make things worse. Yandy and Mindy exchanged a glance, both seemingly wanting to talk, but the air was thick with discomfort. Yandy shook his head, trying to dismiss the notion. "This isn't what you think," he said, clearly frustrated, but the woman, determined not to let him sidestep the issue, cut him off. "Oh, you're not going anywhere. You're out in public with a married man, and now you're acting all high and mighty? Who do you think you are? You can try to explain yourself, but honestly, no one is buying it. Where exactly do you think you fit into all of this?" The man took a long breath and wiped his face before responding. "Her name is Vanessa." She incredulously remarked, "That's all you've got?" Many saw her partner's words as forceful but guarded, and Yandy raised an eyebrow at her. "We were talking about a potential deal," the man explained, pointing at the woman. "After a while, Vanessa found her soulmate, even though we were just talking when she was there." When Thea and Yandy faced her, their eyes blazing, things began to escalate. "You think you can talk now, girl? I don't care what you didn't know." Yandy's tone turned bitter as she let out a sarcastic laugh.